YouTube, why are you blurry? Maybe YouTube screen needs to be cleaned. Oh, no, there it is. Now we've got focus. Now IG looks a little dark. But I think we're here. I have a secret. I'm not wearing pants. This right here is a nightshirt that I got from Walmart a couple days ago, and I have been wearing it ever since. Don't judge me. Okay, it's not actually true. Hi, Sammy JM22 and Black FX, Black FX5. How are you guys? Welcome to our party. We're going to be talking about fun things. We're not going to be talking too much about the fact that I'm not wearing pants. Anyway, it's like this long house shirt. I'll call it a house shirt instead of like pajamas, even though we all know it's pajamas, but it's so comfortable. And it says home celebrity, and that's exactly what I am, at least to my puppy and my kitty. I don't know if my kitty is as much of a celebrity because she went to the vet today and had her baby making parts removed. So now she won't be howling around here, but she's a little bewildered about what's going on. Really, no pants. Yeah, well, you know, it happens. Anytime we wear skirts or dresses, we're generally not wearing pants. So there's that. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Hello, Sammy JM. How's it going? Yeah, don't get excited about me not wearing pants either. But oh my goodness, my glasses are dirty. So these are from Wearlight, I do believe, and I keep smudging around stuff. This is one of the things with dealing with oils. Once you get a spot of oil on your glasses, like from my eyebrows or whatever. Yeah, she's doing okay. She's sitting here. Her eyes are a little watery. But she's sitting back here with her food, taking little tiny bits. Sammy. Okay. Well, yeah. Sammy. Okay. I like knowing people's actual names or whatever they want me to call them. I can call them whatever. Rainbow's over here. You'll hear her chomping. I got her a new bone. So she's been enjoying that. And her tail is wagging. She heard me saying her name, so her tail is wagging against the line. So, but yeah, Kitty's crying a little bit over here. Oh, you've got tears in your eyes, little peanut. So yeah, she's got teary eyes. She's coming mostly out of her drunken stupor, but she's still a little weak, of course, and she tried to jump up on the couch and was like, why do my legs not work? I was like, that happens. So anyway, tonight we are going to be doing some fun stuff. We're going to do the official switch out of my basket, my monthly basket, even though I've been using the new stuff, but I haven't changed it from the basket because I want to do this with you guys. And we are going to be using this palette on my eyes to create two different looks. No idea what those are going to be. My dog is a Haitian dog. It is a breed that has developed over a couple centuries of not having outside dog breeds introduced. So they mostly look the same. A Criollo sort of dogs. You want to say hi, Rainbow? I don't know if she can get over here because I've got stuff in her way. I have a pile of stuff I was going to throw away here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. She doesn't usually jump up on me, so she's like, why do you want me to jump up on you, Mom? Come here. Let's go up here. All right, this is my girl. This is Rainbow. Hi, baby. Okay, okay. That's Rainbow. She's my buddy. She's my sidekick. She's my BFF. She's an international globetrotter. She was born in Haiti, and we had her there for about the first year, and then went to Dominican Republic, stayed there for about a year with her, and then came here. So she's been all over. Miss Charlie's here. Hi, Miss Charlie. You just missed Rainbow's little hello. And Peanut is over here with tears in her eyes, recovering from her surgery. So she won't be howling anymore. She might make other sounds, but she won't be howling anyway. Cool. So we're going to do this all over my face. And we're going to swap out my February with my March. Mastiffs. Oh, that's a big puppy. Yeah, it's a big puppy. They're cute, though. Yeah, I know you've seen Rainbow before, so. Anyway, drinking water. And, in case, because people are like, what are you drinking? Why are you acting so crazy? No, I just act crazy. That's just me. I'm a little goofy. I'm going to use these brushes. that are stuck on my cables here that I picked up at Marshall's, right? Yeah. And then I have all of this stuff. So I had all the green palettes sitting out here, and now I have a whole table full of AOA Studio because I thought, well, I think maybe next week that's what I'll use for my full face-ish sort of thing, because I know a lot of people want to see AOA Studio stuff and see what's good. Speaking of what's good, I have something to tell you that I just used, and we'll get to that. But the palette that I've been playing with right now is this little guy. You cannot get this little guy, but you could get something similar to it. This is one of a kind. You're multitasking, working, editing, and watching you. Hey, that's how we do, right? Women don't sit usually and do one thing, and men don't understand it. And that's not always the case. Some women do, but I can't. You have to talk on the phone and scroll through social media and watch the show and, answer your kids' questions and everything. My one sweet rose beauty. Okay, that was a lot of words to separate, but I welcome and Prisco Hernandez. So this is the palette that I've been using for this is the one that was in my thumbnail for my last live. It is the cutest little thing. This came from Pout and Shout. It is one of a kind. She created this. I think she created it because I suggested that she do a froggy one, and then she made it like 2 weeks later and tagged me in it. I said, yeah, it's mine. She put the names on the bottom. This is a upcycled Revolution, and I've made some really cute looks out of it. So you'll see those coming up soon, but I've also added these two. She gave me 2 singles with my last order. So this is a shimmery pink and I think this is I haven't gotten into this one. Yeah, this is pretty much a matte brown, kind of a warm tone brown. I need to get another palette to put these in, and also the rest of my Sydney Grace, because I don't have enough for that. Speaking of Sydney Grace, does anybody know if the Mel Thompson palette will be released again, or will it be available again? I keep looking for it and I have not seen it. So Rain's Sweet Drops. Rain's Sweet Drops. Yes. Hi, welcome. Yeah, the box, this little box, is that what we're talking about? The little palette is so cute. I do the up close. So she did the little froggy there, and then little water lily. Is that not the cutest thing? And the little lily pad on the top. I mean, look at all that detail. She's phenomenal. Kitty Z palette. I know, right? Oh, see, you know what? You need to just stop. You need to stop. You're trying to tempt me. I was going to look those up, and then I decided I was actually going to come in a little bit earlier because we have a lot to go. And remember last time, or the last few times, I've gone super late. So I didn't want it to be too late, even though I know my West Coast people are maybe still at work or not able to be here. But I know a lot of people catch these afterwards. So a lot of people go and watch these after the fact. So we can go with that. But I think I'm going to just start putting stuff on my face, and we'll go from the beginning to the end of the process. And I will show you how I'm switching out what's in this basket, which was my February basket, for all of the stuff that's sitting over here, not being knocked over by Kitty. She's actually really good about that. So even when she's not on drugs. I have this stuff on my nails, if anybody's wondering. This is from Essence. It's really cute. I can't see anything when this light is on over here. I can't see anything anyhow. That's just my excuse. What is the color? Be a Dreamer. So it's like a purple lavendery sort of silver. My nails are still recovering from the gels that I got done in Dominican Republic. So happens. Okay, so we're just going to start from the beginning, and as I switch things out, I'll let you know. So usually what I do is I go in with some sort of a hydration under my eyes, particularly. I've been using these sticks, and I'm going to actually do the majority of my face first and then go in with a palette, because that's just what I like to do. So I've been using this e.l.f. Daily Dew stick that I picked up. This is the one Cool Berry. They have a few different versions. I do like this. It's somewhat similar to the Tula one that I have here. The way that it feels, this one's a little bit lighter and a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, they're pretty similar in the way that they look. But what I decided to put here is actually this one. I got this in the Walmart box, and this is the Sukin Original Hydrating Mist Toner. It's a little bit different, but what I've been doing is just kind of put that all over my face while I sit here. Has a nice scent to it. It's supposed to be, oh, it's chamomile and rose, which is what it smells like. I don't know. So it's water, rose, glycerin, chamomile, citric acid. That's it. So it's pretty much natural. So that's a good thing. You can pick that up at Walmart. I've seen the larger sizes of them as well. It's okay, or you can make your own, which is my preference. Y'all know that's my preference. Okay, so that would be replacing that guy there. And then I would go in with my primer. Now in this one, I can't see very well because I took my glasses off because I'm trying to put my makeup on, and you got to have my glasses off. I've got to have my glasses off to put my makeup on. I have the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. This one's pretty nice this time of year. You can see it's, you know, getting close to half done, maybe a third of the way done. This little one, and I think this was a Walmart box too. Pretty sure. It would have been either Walmart or another subscription box, but it smells good. It's got these weird little bumps in there that are kind of annoying because they come out black and you have to smear them around. You know, it's a small thing, but it's a little bit on the sticky side, but not super sticky. And it's also super runny, so it's not one that's going to stay. This one's a little bit similar in texture, but this is a little stickier. This is a hard candy. This one definitely came from a Walmart box. This, by the way, is not sponsored by the Walmart box. I'm just realizing that all these things are from there. I should have my new Walmart box coming pretty soon, too. This is the Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer 12-Hour Makeup Grip. Plumps, moisturizes, and perfects. And this is from Hard Candy. I am not a huge fan of primers because, well, I do know that they keep the stuff on. I want them to blur, and they don't actually blur. I don't think. I think that's a myth. Anyway, I'm going to put this on my face. So this is somewhat similar to the texture of the e.l.f. And what are the other ones that have like these jelly? It's super cooling. Got to get my bangs out of the way. Now that I have bangs, I got to think about that. And it's sticky. So this is like a gripping primer, which is all the rage these days. I can see this being really good for the summer, but because it was a smaller one, I wanted to use it up to see if I wanted to use it again. But I probably won't buy it again just because I've got two similar ones. I've got the older one from e.l.f. and I got the newer one from e.l.f. So I'll use those up first, and those are bigger containers. But it's yeah, it goes on and it leaves just a little bit of a stick to the face, which I don't mind. Now my base products, the ones going out, I have two here. Is that the case? Yeah, I think that's the case. I have to look carefully. I have the No. 7 Airbrush Away Tinted Skin Perfector. I like this a lot. It's very moussey in texture, and it goes on beautifully, and it really looks like your skin. Your skin, but better. Don't you hate when people have these little catchphrases? Maybe you don't hate that. I do. This is the Juvia's Place Color Stick in Luxor. And I do like this quite a bit. It definitely, this time of year is the best time for it. When it's a little bit more dry, when it's more emollient of a product, or greasy, you could say. Is this what I've got here? I think, like I said, I can't really see because I'm blind. Oh no, I have this one too. Well, no, actually, we'll keep that with powders. So this is the Essence My Skin Perfected Tinted Primer. I don't like this, but I'm going to try to use it up because that's how I roll. And I'm just going to use a little bit of it at a time. I'll use it right now so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It has the same or the similar sort of texture, except it's kind of gotten stiff in the tube, and so it comes out like that, if you can see. It like basically is falling apart in crumbs. Once you put it on the skin, it smooths out. But the other one, the one, No. 7 one, that stays really nice and smooth and doesn't do this nonsense. But we're going to make this work, dang it, because dang it. And I'm going to kind of show you. I'm going to do it mostly on one side for now. And I just kind of do that. And then I can use, I'm going to put the excess on the back of my hand because I'll use it on the other side later. But I can do this a couple different ways. Right now, I'm going to use this brush here from BH. When are they going to start doing some stuff? I want to see movement. I want to see what they're actually coming up with. So this actually is a good way to apply this. And it does kind of just give a nice airbrushed look. But it can look, if you put too much, oh, no, it doesn't look too bad. That might just be because what I saw this morning was horrendous. Should I tell you what it was? Actually, it looks pretty good. Sometimes it looks a little bit dry, but that could be the lighting too right now, where it doesn't look so dry. This is what I put on this morning, by the way. This is the new e.l.f. Camel Powder Foundation. This is awful. It's awful. You would have to have such a blurring, effectively blurring primer underneath this because it literally like magnifies every single nook and cranny and crevice that's on my face. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to try it just in my T-zone and see if that's better. So, okay. So I'm coming back to I got my Scentbird order for the month. You may call Dirty Coconut. Oh, is that? Yeah, that one I actually got a sample of, and I reviewed that. My issue with it is it doesn't have very good staying power. I like scents to stay. A lot of times the natural scents don't stay as well. So this is Trustique, and this came from Boxy, I think. I'm going to use that same brush. I know that it somewhat affects what's going on, but it's not too bad. So I'm not too worried. A lot of times I use a sponge, but I just decided to use this brush. I don't use it very often, but when I'm buffing out like these sticks, I think it looks really nice to use a brush as opposed to a sponge. But it's, either one is okay. I just think that the brush doesn't lose as much product, and it helps to, distribute it a little bit more evenly. Okay, so that's not bad. My nose is always a place where I feel like I have to use a sponge, otherwise it just rubs off because my nose is so oily. So I'm going to put a little bit from the back of my hand of that essence. It's just kind of highlighting the pores. Whatever. I'm going to put the rest of this on, try to build it up a little bit, and also just because I've got it in the back of my hand, so I may as well do something with it. I don't like full coverage at all, or even like a solid medium coverage. I like a light coverage. I like to see skin. So, my oils, I preach my oils, and I want to show off their handiwork. See, now it's starting to look a little bit drying. So that's the thing with the Essence one, is that it does look a little bit dry. This one I think complements it pretty well. Oh, by the way, this probably won't last the month. I pretty much go back and forth between the two baskets, my Project Pan basket back here and my monthly basket. And I don't think that will last. So when it does, when it ends, I'll just switch it out with another one. My skin looks okay. I think the stick looks better than the other. Why can't I not use my words? What's wrong with my words today, Priscilla? Sometimes that happens. Okay, we're going to go into concealers. The one I had in here is this, not bad, Be Bright from, I'm looking, Koki. So this one, again, another one that came in a subscription. A lot of the stuff I get in a subscription, if you haven't noticed. This one is in medium beige. It's a little bit dark to be a highlighting. This is the one that I'm switching it out for. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer with a cat hair on it, of course. So I usually, this has such a huge doe foot. Like the whole container is just doe foot. And I usually just tap it right in the corner. That's really all I do. I don't have a lot of darkness, and I hate when it looks like there's stuff caked underneath. I find that so annoying for myself. I mean, I don't notice it on other people. I notice it on myself. So, So I just tap it in with my finger. I also have kind of a kabuki brush that I got from AOA Studio that I can use for that. But that would mean getting it. And also the brush can sometimes leave weird patterns. So I usually do that. And then I grab my sponge, which by the way is not wet because, you know, that would require me getting up. And we don't want that. So yeah, it's a nice, that concealer is nice. It's one of the better ones I think that I've used. I am not a connoisseur or anything like that. Most of the stuff that I've tried is what you're going to see. I am going to try this one just because I want you to be able to tell what it's like. So we're going to get into powders. And the one that's coming out, I'm coming out, so you better get this party started. Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the translucent loose setting powder. It's very good. I like it. It's the same essentially as the number 7 powder, even though the number 7 I only have the pressed. I don't have the loose, but I get the same sort of blurring effect with that. But yeah, it's the same sort of benefit. Oh, I don't want this one. I want the little black one. There we go. So I use this little e.l.f. This is actually a highlighter brush, but I use this for underneath the eyes. This is the e.l.f. Banana Corrective Yellow. They don't call it banana anyhow. They call it Corrective Yellow. With a stupid little puff that nobody uses except to keep the powder in place. And then I'm just going to tap into it lightly. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird for me, but I'm going to use it and I'm going to just try to use it different ways. So I'm just kind of looking up and I'm just brushing underneath the eye. I'm going to go in a little bit more because I barely took it. I mean, I'm just going really lightly. And I'm just going to go under the eye. And then I'll go down kind of the T-zone where I get oily. And I don't notice that it's yellow at all. I feel like it does do some brightening, but I need to play with it a little bit more and just get a feel for what it is. Anybody try this? I think I got this free with an order. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought that. But it came free with an order. Okay, got to move things over so I can separate what I've shown from what I have not shown. All right, so that's that powder. And then I also put this other powder in here because I can. Because that one I wasn't sure how that would be with just the yellowness. So I'll just put this on too. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. Now this one kind of does what this one is supposed to do, but it does it successfully. I also have one in here that's almost gone, but it's the CoverGirl. You can see it all crumbly in there, but that one actually does a good job too. It's just this e.l.f. one is awful, but I am going to figure out if there's a way I can use it because we want to do that. I've missed so many people. Oh my goodness. Shettries? I'm not. Oh, she reviews. Oh, she tries. Oh my goodness. She tries, she reviews. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I misread that. And then Sophia so I'm sorry. I'm assuming it's Sophie. We'll go with that. And Jesse's Panos is with us. I'm still not sure how to say your last name, but it's Jessie. So welcome everyone. So I'm going to go into this Fit Me from Maybelline, and I'm just going to dab it a little bit, again, over the T-zone, the oily places, because I can. I don't worry too much about looking powdery because it doesn't take me long for this to kind of sink in a little bit, and if it does, I can spray something over the top or whatnot. But that's my second powder that I have in my March basket. So let's go with bronzer. I like to use this big old Total Face brush from e.l.f. This is actually the new one. My old one kicked the bucket. I had it for several years. These are nice little cheap brushes. They don't last super long, but they're pretty good. And I like to use this for, not always, but I use it a lot of times for my bronzer. This is the bronzer I had in this month, number 7, and this is in Maple. And it's really nice, but it's a lighter and a little more cool toned. So I think it's good for the winter months. But now that we're getting into spring, we can use a little bit more color. I don't know if that's what this is, but I think this is actually pretty similar. So this is the Maybelline City Bronzer, which got a lot of hype back in the day. And that's what that looks like. I've used it before. I like it. I picked this one up specifically because it was recommended. And I just use this and I kind of just do a big area contour sort of. I don't know, it's not a contour, but you know what I mean. Like I hit the areas of contour, but don't really worry about being precise because who cares? I don't. I'm not that contour girl. I do like to go a little bit over the nose and over the chin because those are natural spots that you would get sun. Also your forehead, but you know, yeah. So I like it. It looks pretty natural and isn't overly yellow for me. So the color's pretty nice. And then the brushes, apparently I speak today, that I've got. I'm going to actually grab both of these. These brushes are from BH. And I like these for blushes. And I just wipe my brushes off. I wash them once in a while, but not all that frequently. If that's gross, I apologize. So I have the blushes that I'm taking out. Number 7, again, fantastic. They're complexion products. You just can't beat them, I don't think, for the drugstore. And then from ColourPop, it's the Petal Pusher. And this came from their Lilac You a Lot collection with the palette. So those are going to go. I like them both. This was just a better quality, but this is a cute pink fun color for spring. All right, let me turn this basket sideways so that I have more room to stack all these back here. They're all precarious, and if the kitty was active, she's just sitting here like looking at me right now. If she was active, there would be no hope. But so I'm going to show you the blushes that I have coming in. Oops. Okay. This is from Complex Culture. I've really liked their stuff. I've mentioned that before. I love their brushes. I like these compacts. I think they're good quality. So this has the light one and the darker one. And I'm liking to kind of put on a base with this and then kind of center it focus it with this in a darker color. I saw Batty Bean doing that. And I liked her technique. So that's so I'm just going to kind of squish that around in there. And I'm just going to hit this like on the apples. And I keep it pretty much far back because I don't want, since my face is a little on the chubbier side and on the maturing side, I don't want to bring it too far forward. And I also put it right into the eye area so that whatever I do in my eye, the blush kind of builds into it. And I'll just kind of build it up as I feel led. And I don't care if my hair is there, but if that bothers you, I'm sorry. Put a little bit over the nose, a little bit on the chin. And that's the light one. I don't even know if you can see what's going on. Blessed Meka is with us. Hi, Blessed Meka. How are you? Now there's this other one that's in here, but instead of using that one, I'm actually going to go into my other blush that I have here, which is the Milani. This came from Marshall's, and it was $2 and something or whatever. I don't know. I pulled the price tag off, or pulled it halfway off, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should leave that on there for posterity so I know where I got it from. I don't keep track of my stuff. So this one is really pigmented. It comes out pretty enthusiastically, but it doesn't, it's not overbearing. It's easy to control, I think. So I just press it in there and it gives me a good amount. And then again, I just kind of put it right here. It's basically just below the eye and right on the top of the cheekbone. And then I kind of, is this draping? Kind of. And then I'll go over the nose, over the chin. And that's about it. So I'm not a huge blush person, but I do enjoy it. I like it. I like how it looks when it's not overly done. Sometimes it's more fun than others. I feel like there was another, what was the other highlighter? Oh, I moved it over here. That's right, because it's AOA Studio, and I was going to show off the AOA Studio. So I have 2 highlighters here. One from AOA Studio and one from Fenty. Whoa, what did I just knock over? I'm making a mess behind me. I turned the chair and I caught the edge of my basket and it started to try to take out everything. So I don't need the cat to take stuff out. I'm doing it myself. Cat's like, see, you blamed me falsely. She's over there getting some water. All right, so we good? We good? Put these over here. Yep. Okay, so the I like to use this AOA Studio brush for my highlight, and I've got two, and they're quite different. That's why I put both in here. This is the Hustler Baby from Fenty Beauty, and then this one is the Wonder Baked Highlighter, which is pretty much just a blinding silvery white. So I'm going to use this one here, but I'm just going to tap it a little bit. And the way I like to use my highlighter is I basically go right here where there's not any texture, and it's right below my eye, and it's the highest point. And I just kind of go in a circle, and then I go up and basically go right underneath my brow bone. And I do this before I put my eye makeup on, because then it just kind of blends in with the eye makeup and looks a little more natural to have that brow bone highlight instead of like a stripe up there or something. I put a little bit on the end of my nose. That doesn't last long usually if it's sweaty at all. But yeah, and this is definitely bright. I also will put some in the middle, in the inner corner as well. I'll just swatch this one here from AOA Studio so you can see what I'm talking about. That's what it comes out in the pan, very blinding white. And then, can we see that? Let me build that up a little bit. I can see it just fine here, but the lights are kind of washing it out here. You see what that looks like? There we go. There we go. So it is really a blinding white highlight. These are really nice. The one in my project pan is another one of these, and they're really good for $1. They're nice. They're dusty, but I don't mind that at all. Okay. So let's see where we at now. Sorry, I gotta fix my boobies. They're wanting to become one. Let's talk about what I've got in here for my brows. This pencil is not the best, but it's what we're gonna work with because I grabbed it, and hey, I'm a committed person. When I commit to something, I generally do it. This is Lottie London Arch Rival Brow Artist Pencil. It's a thin one in the color. Oh my goodness. Hi, kitty. Are you going to try to get into stuff? Or are you going to try to drink my water? You just drink Rainbow's water. You don't need mine. This is in the color brown. Now, this is definitely warm. I'm going to drink this down so she can't get into it. There's just a mysterious floaty thing in this water. I wonder where that came from. Oh, well. I don't think I drank it. Paul Ciapara is with us. Hi, welcome. So this, it's a two-ended, of course, has a spoolie on this end. Has a fine point here, which is nice, but it is on the warm side. So I don't usually go overboard with these anyhow, but you can kind of see, I think, how much warmer tone this is. It's a little bit more reddish. So when I do this, I'm bad with brows because I don't really care. And also I have this, like, I've tried to follow the natural direction of my brows. And they come down here strangely. And I know some people cut off the ends and just keep going. I don't like that. That's just because then when I don't wear makeup, which isn't very often these days, but, you know, I've gone years without wearing makeup, so that might happen again. Then I would have this, you know, weird, like, short brow. So I don't mind what this looks like in the thicker parts because I think it kind of blends a little bit better. But when I get to the tail, it looks a little bit weird to me. But that's basically all I do. I don't do a whole lot. I have pretty thick brows. And then I've got this Essence Brow Wax pen. Now, I used this the other day, and each side there were a bunch of hairs that were on the pencil. And I don't know if it just seemed like that was the thing that, you know, like they were just ready to shed and I just happened to pull them out at that time, or what. I don't see. Oh, there's one, but that might have been a pre-existing one. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm doing it more gently just because I really don't want to pull out hairs. You know, I My brows look pretty decent now, but I've struggled with them for a long time, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to use a spoolie on the end here and just kind of comb them up. The wax I don't mind because it does kind of just keep them in shape. And because I wear glasses, I don't stress too much about my brows. And also just because I don't want to stress too much about my brows. I have other things on my mind, like eyeshadow. But yeah, so I don't worry about it. If you look at these glasses, are a little bit bigger, but you see, I mean, you're not going to notice a whole lot of the brow anyhow because a lot of it's covered. So I don't worry too much. But that's basically what I do for brows. Just a little definition. We'll see how those go. I think they're okay. They're not phenomenal. I actually like the e.l.f. pen a little bit better. Okay, now the rest of this is lippies and one and done eyeshadows and nail polishes, which I'm now starting to put into the basket, and the eye primer and mascaras. So I'll show you what that is. This is the eye primer. This came from BoxyCharm last time when I succumbed to it because it had that Huda palette that I wanted, and I was like, well, wasn't a horrible one, but it wasn't the best either. So this is the Moonlit Primed for the Night eyeshadow primer. I've never heard of this brand before, so it's clear. You can't see it. It's a nice, smooth emollient, sort of. It's not really sticky, but I haven't had any problems with creasing. I've been using this for the last, I've used it a few times. So I'm trying to watch and make sure you guys don't have any questions for me, because that happens sometimes. The one that's going, oh, by the way, my brow products. I forgot to tell you that. Where's my brow stuff? Okay, this one. Let's not knock things over. Kitty, I'm being a bad example to you. Oh, Rainbow's playing with your toy, Kitty. You gonna let her do that? Brow products that I'm going out. So this is the Juvia's Iscope Eye Shade Brow Pen. I like this quite a bit for a brow pen, but I'm just not a fan of brow pens. I like pencils better. They just work better for me. And then the e.l.f. Brow Lift. And this is the gel that has a little spoolie thing over here somewhere. I can't see it because I'm blind without my glasses. But, oops, I'm probably blinding you guys with the mirror. Those are going out for the month. Those were in there for the month of February. Let me just pick up what's left of the basket. And then those other two will go in. And then the eye primer, I had two in here. The e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. This is pretty hard, but I can tap it on. I can kind of dig in there and tap it on. And I don't mind it as a colored base. I need to use it more for like under mattes and see if that helps to keep them from creasing. Otherwise, I don't know that I really like it. But this one I do like, and this is the LA Girl Pro Primer, HD High Definition Eyeshadow Primer in white. And it's just this waxy, white, creamy that goes on, and it helps to intensify and just, yeah, it's a really nice base. I like it quite a bit. So, oh, highlighter. The other highlighter that I had in here, because I think I showed you, oh, I didn't show you a highlighter. This was the highlighter I had in here. I'm behind, apparently. This is the IBY Inspired by You, and this came from Ipsy Glam Bag, I think. Maldives, is that how you say it? It's kind of like a golden, more champagne-y golden sort of thing, a little bit lighter than the Fenty one. But I do like it. It's nice. No complaints. I'm not a highlighter connoisseur, so, you know, a highlighter is a highlighter is a highlighter. It's either going to be more gold or more white or more, it could be colored or dark or I don't know, whatever. So, okay, let's put some stuff on my eyes. What should I do for my eye looks? I'm going to be using these brushes so I can tell you what they're like, and I will use this mirror. My hubby tried to steal it from me. I need to get him one of these because he just uses this one all the time. I use it all the time too. So we're going to go into these and we're going to use this palette. So I'm thinking I might do a graphic look on one side, and thinking about springy though. I need to swatch these out. I have not actually, I haven't swatched this palette. This is really the first time I'm touching it. These two are somewhat similar to each other, but this first one breaks my heart. You see that shift. I don't even have to like try to let you see the shift. And it goes on like a much darker purple, and I'm sure the shift is gonna. Oh yeah, see now these are a lot different from that. Oh my goodness, that's row number 1. Oh, honey. Okay, let me get a wipe. Wipe. Where are you? Right here under my sunflower seeds. You know, life happens here. So I live in this space. Our living room is right here. Our kitchen's right there. I mean, like, I can spit and hit my husband if he's there. I can spit and hit my doggie who's sitting on our couch right now. She's not supposed to sit on the couch when daddy, well, she's not supposed to sit on the couch, but when daddy's not here, she does anyhow. You did a spring look yesterday. Yes, I think I saw that. Oh my goodness. So IG has me in timeout right now because apparently I was going through, I had insomnia and I was like, I'm just gonna like everybody's posts. And I just started going through all my followers and stuff like that and liking all their posts. Apparently IG didn't like that because now they've got me in timeout, so I can't like any posts right now. I'm like, well, that's lame. So if I'm, and also I can't comment back. I can like comments on mine, but I can't comment back on them. So this is the middle row. That one in the middle is really pretty, but it's a little more subtle. It's a kind of a almost a red to blue to turquoise or teal. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's just doesn't beat those first 3, I don't think, in my opinion. But you know, I could be wrong. All right, let's dry off the hand so I don't mess it up. And the mattes are not their best formula, but I mean that's not their strength. But I do think that they're getting better. Oh, this yellow is pretty. So this is the bottom row is this beautiful green. The green looks pretty, well, it's like, yeah, it's a green to, it looks like there might be a little bit of pink, champagne-y pink in there, gold. And then let me build up this matte green a little bit. Pretty color. It's not really the color for me. That's not why I got the palette. But I will use it. Ooh, this is really emollient. This really has a lot. The final one has a lot of oils in it. But that's the whole thing. And I did that not because you need it, because I know you've all seen a million of them, or in the case of Miss Charlie, you have it. And probably a few others you do too. Oh, you just dropped your food there, kitty. I'm gonna have to find that. But I did it so that I could see what I want to do. Now I'm even more confused because I don't know what I want to do. Let me do a very yellow sort of look with, I think I'll do should I do a purple look and a yellow look? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just dip in and let the spirit lead us. The makeup spirits are going to show us what we need to do. I actually feel like I wanted to do something really kind of bold with the yellow. So I'm going to tap into the strong, which is the yellow matte. And I'm going to put this at the top. And I say really bold, I mean like contrasting colors. But I think I'm going to do a halo. Hello. You guys know I'm going to sing that song every time I say that. It's just kind of what's going to happen. So this doesn't blend out too badly. And I'm using this Cala brush that I got from Marshall's. Kitty, are we going to have to get back there and get all that stuff so that rodents and other creatures don't come in here? Might have to move stuff around. That's fun. That's what I get for balancing it up on this thing. Oh, she's eating it off there. Maybe she'll just eat it all and then I won't have to worry about it. That's pretty good pigment. That's better than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these itsy bitsy little brushes. Okay, not itsy bitsy, but littler brushes like this guy. And this is another Cala brush from another collection. And I'm going to start putting the black right into that. The black swatched pretty well, but it is debating about being picked up. So that's why I said it's going to be kind of a bold color choice, because I'm going to deepen this up a lot. And I'm going to do a little bit of a winged out sort of shape, because that's what I like to do. I also like to keep my eye kind of flipping open so that I see where the lid comes to in relation to what's going on at the top. Because with hooded eyes, it doesn't match up. You gotta just work with it. Or not, you know, you could do what you want. It's your eyes, it's your makeup. I think it's funny when people are like the young generations, you know, the young and dumb. Excuse me if you're young and or dumb on this channel, but we have all been young and dumb, and we all acknowledge the fact that when you are young, you are necessarily dumb. Don't we? Am I making that up? I don't think there's anybody in their 40s or beyond who cannot freely admit the fact that when they were young, they were very dumb. Correct? So this black is really deepening this up. I'm going to go back into this fluffy brush and just kind of go over the top again with the yellow really lightly. I don't want to really diffuse the black too much. I just want to kind of blend them together a little bit. And I want to bring a little bit of the yellow a little further in so that I don't lose it in the inner corner. Okay. And then I'll go back to the little brush, keep working this, and I don't know if I want to bring them together or not, but I'm gradually getting closer. Anyway, yeah, these young kids get on here and they're like, this is how you do makeup. And I'm like, honey, I've been doing makeup since before you were conceived. Now, you might not like how I do makeup, but it's thanks to my generation that you even have, or even that they're like, they act like they've designed, you know, like they invented the fashion of today. And I'm like, that is our fashion from my era. All right, so that's a nice little halo. Lisa Marie, you admit nothing. Yeah, whatever. I know you were crazy. Ronnie, I can't say the rest, but Lisa Marie. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing tonight? Yeah, we were all nuts when we were kids. It's just the way it is. I think I'm going to take this one, that's the middle one, and I'm going to put that on the outside just so I have something to blend into. And then I'm going to go with that lightest color for my halo in the middle. So I'm going to grab my, right here. It's AOA Studio, so they're all sticking over here. My AOA Studio Tacky Base. This is good stuff. I still need to get the NYX so that I know if that's any better. I suspect it's not. I have not tried any other tacky base though, so. And that's the thing is, you know, there's been things that I'm like, oh, this is so good. And then other people are like, yeah, it's not very good. And I'm like, really? And then I tried other things and I was like, oh, okay, it's not very good. I'm trying to do the other side. I was like, oh, I've got to make a match. And then I'm like, wait, no, I've only got one side going on here. Senility is closing in. I'm going to go into this little brush here. This is from the, it's the shading brush from, what is this? Real Techniques? Is that what it is? I had to look at the initials and say, oh yeah, RT, Real Techniques. So I'm going into Selfless, and I'm going to see if I can pick that up with this brush. It doesn't really want to come, but I like to do these outside ones with a brush a little bit because I want it to be more precise. Oh yeah, that's kind of, even though it doesn't look like it's really picking up on the brush, it does. And then as soon as you get a little bit on the brush, as soon as you use the brush on the eye, it picks up a little bit of the that tacky primer. So I'm just gonna clean this off on the other side and use the same one for that light yellow, and we should get a nice bright halo here going on. So this is Fly Baby Fly. will need a little building up because there's not an opacity to the base of it. But that's why I left that middle part open so that the whiteness of my skin can kind of add as a little bit reflect, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it worked. Look at that. Ooh, honey. I'm loving halo eyes these days. I hadn't done very many, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I like this trend. But now, and I almost always go in with my finger, tap a little bit more, because that always intensifies it. And I'm going to go into that darker shade and just tap on the edge. How's it going over there, kitty? I have a pile of plastic sacks over there that I use for her box when I clean her box. And the food fell into it, so she's looking for the food in the box. She has an appetite, though. That's a good thing. She had her surgery this morning and came back, drunken and not feeling her feisty self. So I'm just going to build up the black a little bit, right kind of in a focused place here. I really love it, though, with that blue on the outside going into that lightest. Now, I don't blend a lot with shimmers because my blinking will blend it anyhow. You love a good halo. So how is this one? You like my halo? How do you like my halo now? I don't know. That feels like a movie quote. It's not, but it feels like it. So I just basically kind of fluffed over the top to blend it a little bit. But I know that blinking is going to blend this all together anyhow. That's why I try to keep it pretty much horizontal the way that my lid blinks. So, man, that's pretty. Oh, man, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take pictures. I took pictures was it last week when I used the Juvia's Place? The new Culture palette, which is sitting right here. Because I really like those looks. Even though they're not the most blended at night, I just can't see as well. So, George Donna 42 are with us. Hi, Viviana something Maquillaje is with us. So, yeah, it's really great. Now, what do I need to do on the bottom? I don't usually do a lot of anything on the bottom, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go a little bit into the green because, I don't usually go very dark on the bottom because I don't want it to close up my eyes, but I'm going to use some of this green, which is the BU. This is the matte green. Since there's such a nice green in the top, I think this will carry nicely and still be something different. I'm using the same brush that I applied those shimmers with, so it has a little bit of the shimmer on it, and it's just giving a little bit of sparkle down here. Fallout, I don't care. But I think the green down here keeps it nice and bright, but still completes the look. In my humble opinion, I'm going to let it kind of blend into the edge here of this black and then up into the yellow bit too. Just that I like. Ooh, I like it a lot. Now what I want to use for inner corner, because that would be my inner corner highlight. Do I want to use the same thing? I guess so. So I'm going to use this little Kala teeny tiny brush here. Dab back into the Fly Baby Fly, that light yellow. And I'm just going to get a bit of it and touch it right into the inner corner. Get a little bit more. I don't want to start out too much because sometimes these chunks can be deceptive and it doesn't look like you've got anything on the brush and then you're just like, bam. All right. I like that a lot. So, oh, fun. Now how am I gonna top that one? On the other side. Oh. So I've used the whole middle row and Fly Baby Fly and BU. So I have Spirit, Fierce Warrior, and Amazing, which is basically all the other shimmers. I don't think I'm going to use them all. But I do kind of want to go with a purpley green sort of thing because I love purple and I love green. And I can. But actually, well, I don't really want to go black. Maybe I'll do my graphic. I saw a double cut crease that I really liked. And I was like, maybe I should try that. I'm going to try these little angled brushes. I'll try this Calo one, the bigger bamboo. These are made of bamboo. Pretty sure that's what it said. And I'm going to go in. How can I make this work? If I go that one on the outside, that one on the inside, and then maybe that one all the way on the inside. Maybe. So I think I'm gonna. No, I don't know. Okay, so maybe I'm actually gonna I'll just get to use green on the outside. Okay, so on the, we're gonna kind of do a little bit the same. I've really been getting into using blacks to deepen stuff up. I think it's just because, you know, the winter months. So I'm gonna basically just put this green, make it my wing sort of thing, but like a washed out sort of wing. Because then I'm going to go with the black over the top of it a little bit. But I don't want it to be super, super, super black. I'm going to let it be washed out a little bit, maybe. We'll see how that works. So I'm using this little brush. That green is really pretty. It really, you know what? These mattes are really nice. They're not the best part of this palette by any stretch of the imagination, but they're nothing to sneeze at. Just taking that same brush, not even cleaning it off, going into the black, and I'm going to do this much closer to the eye, and I'm just making again the wing shape with this, and then we're going to clean off this brush that I've already used with the black, and I'll just use this to fluff it out. This is the one I used with the other eye look. My little AOA color switch thingerbobber. So I'm just going to really, I don't want this to get too dark, so I'm just washing it over the green, really blending it in, bringing it in a little bit, and then I'll tap into more of that green to go right over the top. So that will help to kind of diffuse the black, sorry. I don't know my colors today, apparently. So I know that these might end up being similar in their vibe because they both have, well, I mean, they're coming from the same 9-pan palette, and that can happen. And I tried to make them somewhat different, but this is what I'm feeling. So I guess this is what we're doing. I think I'm going to use that green right in the inner corner. I was going to use the yellow, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of this green right here and not meet them. I'll put a little bit of a shimmer over the top of this, but I want to kind of have these parted. So I've got green in here and green in there. What do you think? That one time tomorrow is here. Hi, welcome. I'm contemplating your name. That one time tomorrow. That sounds, I don't know. It sounds like an interesting story behind what made you choose that name. Okay, so it's open at the top. Now I'm going to go in with this same little brush that I used with the shimmers on the other side because, you know, I've only got so many brushes here. Well, I mean, I've got a ton of brushes. I'm just trying to use these ones that I just picked up at Marshall's. I'm going to go into the darkest of these, the top row, which is this blue-purple sort of one here. I'm going to use a little bit of this eye primer, the tacky eye base. I like me some tacky eye base. And we're just going to put this all over the lid and up a little bit into that area, that open area between, because I think I'll probably run some color up there too. Now I use more colors than I might in a regular look, but maybe not, because usually when I look at the pan and I see pretty colors, I just want them all on my face. So I'm going into Fierce, which is that purple blue, and I'm going to just tap this on the outside and into that blackened green. So, my goodness, so pretty. But because I've got a few colors I want to use, I don't want to use up too much space. So I'm going to kind of leave it there for now. I can come back and intensify that. But my goodness, that's pretty. All right. And then I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to go with the last one. I think I'm going to go to Amazing, because that's got more of the green shift. And I'm just going to flip it over and use the back side of that brush, because who cares? And I'm going to put this basically in the middle. And this will be the majority of my lid, or the main part of the lid anyhow. But it won't necessarily look like the majority of the lid at the end, because everything's going to kind of be somewhat blended together. Man, oh, it's stupid how pretty it is. It's just dumb. Doesn't even make sense. It's like, it's infuriating. Well, for one, it's infuriating that these are so pretty for such an affordable price, and other places charge an arm and a leg with this whole idea. Well, you know, multi-chromes are really hard to formulate. You see this? Do you see this? This is stunning. I know I'm not the, the know-all, that's the word now, the know-all of multi-chromes, but this is pretty. Spirit is the bright green, or it looks like bright green in the pan, but it's more of that. It is green, but it's not as bright green. And now it really wants to blend into purple, because I'm putting it right next to purples. I like to do this with multi-chromes, even though I'm going to use my finger to intensify that a little bit. Even though it's nice to use one, but I do like when they blend into each other too. The different shifts really kind of work together, because, oh man, it's pretty. And then I'm going to tap a little bit. I just use different fingers, and I mean, you guys know how this works. I'm not teaching you guys anything. I'm just explaining what I'm doing. And I might give you some of you ideas. And of course, I start from the outside and push it forward, so it kind of blends into that next color. Oh, it even looks pretty on here, and usually all the colors get washed out, not washed off. Did you see where my Insta friend passed? I didn't see that. Who was that? That's awful. What was the situation? I didn't see that. That's a tough time, man. It's hard. That's one of the things that's hard about social media, is you get even more bad news, and you're connected with so many people. And like Miss Charlie and I, we don't know each other like outside of here, but we know each other because we hang out regularly. And she's one of my faves. And so if something happened, I'd be like heartbroken. And it's funny, because it used to be back in the day that people were like, well, that's not a real relationship. But now people understand it really is. So when something happens to somebody, it's heartbreaking, because there's so much part of your world. Social media has really changed things in this world. I put a little bit of the shimmer up into the crease because I can, and you can't stop me. So that's what we did. Okay, so there's only one that I didn't use. Shall I use it on the bottom lash line? Somewhat. I believe the answer is yes. I believe I heard a resounding yes. We're going to go into Warrior, which is the only one I have not used. We're going to tap this into the inside. This is always tricky, picking it up, but then not picking up too much. The inside right here. And I'm just going to kind of bring it back like this. This is a very sparkly look. So She said she has not been feeling well for the last few weeks. Her last post was from the hospital. I was shocked. Oh, that is really hard. And then you feel like, you know what? Could you have been there more for them? You know, because you're like, even though you feel like you're good friends with people, you're still not the same. It's not the same as, you know, if you know people in real life. Alexans, I'm assuming it's Alex. Can I call you Alex? Is with us. Welcome. So I'm picking up just a little bit more of that so I can intensify this bottom part here. I'm bringing in from the inner tear duct. But yeah, when you know people like that, but then you don't really know people like that, and then something happens and you're like, oh my goodness, I wonder if I could have, you know, been more in a part of their life. That has happened so much for me, you know, or you find out afterwards that somebody's struggling. That's one of the reasons that I am naturally pretty transparent. And that's why, because I feel like we need to be transparent with people. We need to be able to tell people that what's going on and stuff. But it's hard because this world penalizes you for being transparent because they want you to be fake, especially in the IG world. It's become more and more that way. So people a lot of times feel like they can't totally express what's going on. Oh my goodness, this look is so pretty. I know I'm going back and forth between like really serious things and less serious things. Español, sí, yo hablo español también. Hola, Alex. Miss Charlie and I, we are your bilingual IG ladies. I'm going to put a little bit of that yellow in the inner corner because that's just the closest thing I've got to an inner corner highlight. So it's the same one as the other side. And ooh, that is pretty. Right over the top of that green. Oops, I had a little bit of piece try to fall into my eyeball. And my goodness, this is pretty. Now, I do think that I need something in the waterline on both of these. So I did that again. I need to stop doing that. Hi, Katie. How's it? She's just like wedged underneath, like between all the box or all the between my drawers of makeup and her food and bags and everything. I think I'm going to go in with this Pastel Dreams Magic Mint, which is actually not pastel at all, but pretty bright. Now, here's a trick. I have not seen people do this, but I do it. And that is I mix waterline colors together. So I'm going to put this in here first, and I'm going to concentrate it in the front of this side because I think that this bright green is going to do the trick. This is a LA Girl, by the way. These are good liners. And I'll bring it to the back because I think that's a pretty close color, but I also want to intensify it a little bit. So I'm going to go in with, I think it's Dragon. Oh, ooh, do I not? Wait. I don't know if I had the darker green one. Is it only this one I have? Do I need to order another pencil? Come here, let's see if you're over here. Oh, there it is. I have most of my more neutrals in that one and then my brighter ones in the other one, but apparently it got shoved in the wrong one. Do you know about Nepal, guys? No, I do not. Gracias, Alexa. I don't know about Nepal, guys. So I'm going to use this one. This is also LA Girl, and this is the Shockwave Metallic Liner in Dragon. And I'm using this mostly on the outside. I'm going to bring it about halfway in, and then I'm going to pull up that other one again and just kind of come back on it so that they blend together a little bit more. So it'll be almost like they're, they fade from one into the other. I like that rather than just dark all the way across or light all the way across because it gives more dimension. And yeah. Yes, I know she said my makeup is beautiful. I know Spanish. Oh, she said my makeup is beautiful. Yes. That's why I said gracias. Okay, so let's go into I think I'll go into the bluish tealish one of that same. I really like these metallic ones. These are so good. I need to make sure I have all of them. The ColourPop metallic liners are not good for, I have found that I can use them if I layer them over a mat in the waterline, but they're not good for the waterline other than that. My goodness, this color is so pretty. It basically is the same as that little shimmer right here in the front. These liners are really good. I didn't get all the way to the end. Let me make sure I do that so I'm not judged by millennials. That was kind of a joke. Because I don't care if I'm judged by millennials. Okay, so which look do we like? Do we like this one? This is more like springy and happy and whatnot. This is more of like a grungy. I don't know. To me, they're both springy, but one is darker and mysterious and grungy. This one has a little bit of darkness to it, but it's not the same thing. And I probably could have brightened it up a little bit more by doing a bright look in the waterline, but can't keep anything in my waterline. Have you tried Lethal? I have not, but I have one on the order along with their new purple palette. You knew it was going to happen. When you see a purple palette, you can basically just say, Priscilla's going to grab that one, because that's what we do here. Because, hi, my name's Priscilla, and I like purple palettes. Yeah. So my waterline is not too bad. It does pretty well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the look on both sides. Let's throw some mascara on, and I'm going to use the mascaras that are replacing the other mascaras in my box, in my basket. That's it. So I have Pure Fully Charged Mascara powered by magnetic technology. This was in my basket last month. And Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. So these are the two that were in my box. I actually like the way this one looks a little bit better because it's a little bit more natural. For me, this one gives a little bit more volume and clump and stuff like that, if you like that. This one also, this one's tubing, so it can be a little bit, like it comes off a little bit differently. Do I know about Mount Everest? I know that Mount Everest exists, but is there a thing about Mount Everest? What's going on with Mount Everest? Is it still there? Did somebody take the mountain? I like the grungy look, of course. I have Lethal, not the liners though. I have not tried any Lethal until now. I really wanted the Teresa's Dead palette, and I just couldn't justify it. I was getting so much stuff at that time, and I was like, oh, if I buy one more thing, I'm gonna just have to sell my soul to. And so, yeah, I didn't. But I'm excited to try the new palette and also the liners. I love both of these looks. I love both of these looks so much. I will do them again. Yeah, this one is really pretty. I mean, of course, I love the purple vibe, but there's something about this one that's just, I was going to kind of do something similar over here, but I wanted to keep it a little bit brighter. So these are the two mascaras that are going in. The Superhero It mascara, and Il Maquillage Black Card Lift, Curl, and Lengthen mascara. So I'm going to do one on one side and one on the other. I know it's not a good test because you can't see it very well with two different eye looks, but we're going to try it. Someone stole Mount Everest. Well, I mean, I don't know. He said, do I know Mount Everest? Yeah, I know about Mount Everest. What about Mount Everest? Well, he was talking about the Nepal guys, so I assume, did the Nepal guys go up Mount Everest? A lot of people go or try to go up Mount Everest. So this has a good, it kind of gives me the, what's the name, Priscilla? The Lash Princess vibe. I don't like these little these little mini tubes, because you can't really get in the corner. It's annoying. You have to kind of turn the brush around, and that makes me feel like I'm going to stab myself in my eye. Yeah, I don't like the length of it. It's not a judgment of the mascara at all. It's just the fact that it's a small one, and I don't like that. So I'm going to use this lash brush and get that clump that was looking at me. I do really like this for that, and I'm glad I have one because I did not have one before. I thought it was a regular one, so. That's one coat, top and bottom. Let me come out the bottom ones too. I don't like clumpy lashes. I like them to look long and somewhat natural. A little bit of clumpiness is not too bad, but I like that brush. I will be using that regularly. And Il Maquillage on the other side, and then I'll go back and put another coat on because I like that. Now, I don't like these kinds of, this was my thing with the one that I'm adding to my project pan. The Benefit, whatever one it is. It has a brush kind of like this, where it's the stiff plastic, and then it's really short on one end and longer on the other, but it's curled. I can't remember what it is. It's right there. I need to remember these mascaras better. Sometimes people are like, do you have this one? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So yeah, I need to keep track of my babies. Know their names. I don't even know my babies' names. And by my babies, I mean my mascara. So yeah. By the way, I don't know if this is common knowledge yet, or should be. Guess maybe I should talk to him about it. But hubby and I are talking about adopting. We've been talking about that for a while anyhow. So we've had some conflict of ideas with that. Like, we have different ideas. Me, I would prefer to have older kids, teenagers, kids that, are like not going to find a home and give them a home. My husband is not there. In Haiti, the whole adoption industry has a really bad name because we've talked about this a little bit, most international adoption is shady as heck. And people don't realize that, but most of those kids that are adopted out, it's not the fault of the adopted parents. Usually they have no idea. But they're led to believe that the children are orphans or that they were given up willfully and that sort of thing. In many cases, they're not. By the way, my lashes, right now, I prefer the Il Maquillage. It's just a little darker and has really nice length. Let me show you on one take. I've got a little bit. I'm going to turn my head a little bit so you can get the light, and I'll look up. So I think you can see the Il Maquillage, which is this side. It's a little bit more defined to the end, but this is just one layer too. So let's go back with the superhero. See how this is. I mean, they're both really pretty. I don't think either side is bad. I've been wearing these and going back and forth when I use the basket, even though I haven't shown you the basket yet, but since the beginning of the month. So I do have a little bit of experience. And I just put a little bit more on the top. I don't put any more on the bottom because I don't want that all clumpified. That's normal, right? Yes, Mount Everest is located in Nepal. Yes, I know that. Are you climbing Mount Everest? Are you from Nepal? And or climbing the mountain? That would be cool. That would definitely be something to brag about. Okay, so second coat. Yeah, this one definitely gives more volume, but this one looks more natural. So the superhero is a little more natural. This one gives more volume and length. I will zoom in, meaning I'll lean in so you can see. I'll look up again. I don't know what you can see, so I'm just assuming. I'm going to look down. I don't know if you can see with the text below, but hopefully that gives an idea. I'll kind of do a side and a little half side. I know you can't see very well. I'm hoping that my skin kind of adds as a white background for it. So both good. I think they're both good. You do not climb. Yes, you are from Nepal. Okay, cool. I don't think I actually know anybody from Nepal, which is strange because I know I've met people from Nepal, but I'm like actively know anybody from Nepal because I know people from all over the place. I know people from India. I know people from Pakistan. I know people from other parts of Asia, but Nepal I'm not as familiar with. So that's cool. That would definitely be a place that I would love to go see. I don't know if I'm ready to climb the mountain, but I'm ready to look at the mountain. Okay, so let's talk about lips because that's what we're going to do next. So in this last month, I had 4 lippy products. Yes. Oh, I also, sorry, I missed this one. This is a putty bronzer that I had in there. This is Golden Days. I like it quite a bit. It is a little bit more on the warm side, hence the name Golden Days. But I do like it quite a bit. Okay, so these are the 4 lip products. I have the e.l.f. Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner, and in a color. Oh, here it is, mauve. I like this quite a bit. It's a really good color for me, and it seems to have really good staying power. So I don't see that the triangle is, well, I can see the triangles. It gives a narrower side and a thicker side so that you can fill in quickly, but you also have the precision. I guess that's the idea of it. But this I really quite like. And I wouldn't mind getting other colors. I'm getting more into liners. And then this is from Sugar. And this is the Matte as Hell crayon lipstick from Miss Rosa is the name. And that's what it looks like. I've only used it a couple times, but I did really like it. It just gives a really bold lip. And with bold eyes, I'm usually not into that. So, and 2 glosses. I have the Cookies and Dreams lip gloss from e.l.f. I do like this because it kind of leaves a milky sort of cast over. And then this is Essence, right? What is this? This is Essence, yeah. And of course, there's nothing on it. I don't know what color it is. I don't know anything about this, but it's one of those, you know, those cheap, really good, cheap lip glosses. How's it going, Kitty? You're just chillaxing down there. She's just hiding underneath all the plastic sacks that I threw in a pile back there. All right, so the ones that I'm bringing in are 4 more also. So I have this liner, which is the one from Uma. Angelou is the color, and it's says a badass is the opposite of a dumbass. It's the Badass MF lip liner. I think that's what I'll put on now because it's the only lip liner I've got. I like this also because it's a nice neutral sort of color. You can see I've already been using it. I'm going to just kind of wipe the edges. I don't want to get rid of all of the... I always put like a lip mask or something on my lips when I sit down. If you're a nature lover, you have to learn about Nepal. I think you're a nature lover. I do love nature. He said, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Germany Poi joined. Hi, Germany Poi. I don't know what Poi is. Is that a name or is that something else that I should know? I think po' boy, but that's a sandwich. I don't think you're named after sandwich, or maybe you are. This, I'm looking at my nose right here, and it looks like basically the base I put on just kind of settled in. So this is really, really, really close to my actual lip color. But I like that it just kind of adds a barrier. Priscilla, stop talking when you're putting on lip gloss. Lip liner, I mean. Also, it settled into this line here, the base product did, which I usually don't have a problem with. But if it's going to settle, this is the side it settled on. I don't know why. It's funny how our faces are so not even. Oh, I have some of that white cast there. All right, so it's just a really, I mean, you can see it just adds a completeness to my lips, makes them look a little bit more even, but they look like my lips, right? Cool. And then I have this lipstick from Lauren Conrad. I do not know the brand, but this came in one of my boxes or something. I don't know. And it's called Shell, and I liked the color, so I figured I would put this in because I think it fits that quite well. It's a little bit darker and a little bit rosier, but it's a very pretty, almost neutral. A little bit darker, like I said. And I think that fits with all of the dramatic sort of looks I do. Bye, I have to go. I love to see your streaming. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Bye. Andrea September joined. Hi, Andrea September. These are the other 2 that I put in here. This is the LA Girl Glossy Lip Stain. I used this a couple days ago. I'm not going to put it on now, but I will swatch it here on the side of my hand so you can kind of see. It gives a nice lip stain. It's very similar to the Oma by Sharon C lip glosses that came out or like lip, I don't know what they're called, lip something or other, that came out last year. That's really kind of watery. And, but this has a little bit more substance to it than those do. And I like the way it looks. It doesn't dry down at all. It feels nice on the lips. So, and then this is the other one. This is the Novelist Shine Theory lip gloss. One of the many champagne-y, sparkly lip glosses I have. I don't worry about cleaning it off. I used to, and then it just got like, I'm like, that's just too much work. So I don't. So I put this over the top. It's a beautiful gloss. Not anything super exceptional, but those 4 lippies will be in there. I will be using those. And then the last thing I want to show you are my one and done. Well, no, not the, there's 2 things that I want to show you. My one and dones, basically, which means like eye additives. That's not the right word, but that's the word I chose. And so that's what we're going with. These are basically eye colors that I want to add to the mix. This is the palette that I'm going to put in there. It's a teeny tiny little palette from AOA Studio. And I'm basically putting it in because it's got these 2 blending shades if I need it. And then it's got a couple of shimmers to throw on the top or whatever. So that will just be like a utility. I mean, it's not anything to write home about or anything, but you know. And then I've got these. Okay, so I've got this one from LA Girl. If you haven't noticed, I like me some LA Girl. LA Girl Dream Glitter Iridescent Liquid Eyeshadow. Where can I swatch these? Let's just put it back here on the back. I better look and see what I'm doing first so I don't make a disaster and then you guys are like, what in the world are you doing? That's what that looks like. It is a beautiful green, and it dries down nicely. It's not as opaque as the Juvia's Place, which I have here as well, but it's nice. And of course, I've got the green theme going on. This is the Shadow Flip from Ciate London. I know this had a lot of, I'll throw the packaging away because I don't like to keep that. I know it had a lot of like, people were like, what in the world is this thing when they came out? I think it was boxy. And it's actually kind of crusty right now. So, but it's more of like it definitely has the green and the red. I really love the shift, but somehow when it goes on the eye, so it's got that purple. Can you see the green? I don't know if you can see the green. So let me see if I can try this mirror trick. There's that. Can you see a shift? I can't tell because I don't, maybe there's something in there. Maybe I should put some glasses on so I can see what's going on. There's a little bit of green shift. Yeah, so it's that red green shift. It's really pretty when it goes on, but then somehow it doesn't register on the eyes quite as well. So I'm going to try it and see if I can make it work. And then I've got 2 gold ones, and I decided to keep them both because it just seems like the year of the gold, right? Because of the Irish leprechaun and his gold, right? Anyway, so I have this one from Elf. This one is a super bright, glittery one, and I threw this on last week when I did my Mardi Gras look. Was it this one? No, maybe I didn't. No, actually, I threw it on this week on one. And it's just really a true gold and much more glittery than the Juvia's Place. The Juvia's Place has a shift to it, but it's a kind of a subtle shift. But it's this green gold shift. And it's a lot more smooth and metallic. So these are both really pretty, similar but different. So those are all the liquid shadows that I'm going to throw in there. And then I'm going to put in this ColourPop one from Under the Sea. I knew it was. I was literally singing that song in my head, and then I was like, maybe that's not it, so I don't want to sing it. Under the Sea. That's what it looks like. Kind of a subtle, pretty shift. Multi-chrome liquid shadows from Lethal. I do not. But yeah, I really like this. I mean, it's got a prettier shift here than what happened on my arm, and that's probably just the way I swatched it. So what's coming out of my basket are these P. Louise I really didn't use these. And that's what happens a lot of times. I put the one and dones in there and I really don't use, I don't think I use these at all, except in my, when I did the full face of it. So that's sad because I spent money on those. But then the very last thing is I've decided to put nail polishes in because I need to use up some of my nail polishes. The one I've got on my fingers right now is this one from Essence, which is the Crystal Power. This is the one I showed at the beginning. Be a Dreamer, right? It's that little purpley one. I'm not putting that in the basket. I just was going to show you what's on my nails. But then Law. I'll take off my glasses again so I can see. Beauty Essentials, Law. I don't know. What color is this? We don't know. It's a green color. 100% vegan and toxin free. That's what it says. My goodness. Anyway, this really pretty color. I like those darker colors. I think they're really fun. And then this one's the brighter, kind of on the pink side of purple. This one just came in Ipsy. I don't know. Ipsy, I think. And this is from Pretty Woman Nail Polish. This is Orchid Bloom. It's that kind of bright purple sort of thing, which sometimes I'm in the mood for. So now I've got the more toned down green and the brighter pink. Those will be in the basket. So we'll put all those in there. We'll wrap up what's going on. What do you think of the face? Any of the products that you're curious about? I am loving the eye looks. I will be taking pictures of this, posting it, because I know some people will want to see it that weren't able to be in here. We'll pack everything up in here. I'm excited to try all this stuff and get to know it a little bit better. This is turned out to be a really good way for me to get through my collection, because otherwise, you know, I just have so much stuff. You guys can relate. And you just can't get through it. So by switching it out every month, it really helps to, first of all, go through your collection and see what you got. But it also helps to kind of prioritize and say, okay, this month I'm going to use this product. And then at the end of the month, then you do a little review on it, or not. I mean, you know, you can do what you want because it's your life. I'm not your boss. But yeah, you can kind of do a little review on it if you want to do it, or whatever. But you kind of, I don't know why I had to say that twice. Can just think about how it was successful and how it was not successful, or what was successful and what was not successful. So I think that's a really great way to just get through everything. You're only using it for a month. You're committing yourself to using it a month. And I'm not even using it every day. That's everything we went through. So that will be my monthly basket. I'm not using it every day because I alternate with this one. So I go back and forth. And then I will use things like this crap thing here, which is going to go into my chest of drawers here that has all my stuff that I need to try. I'm going to put it in as if I haven't tried it. So that when I get to it, I'll be like, oh, what was this like? And maybe I'll have forgotten and I'll have a fresh memory, and then I will not be tainted in my opinion of it. And maybe it'll work differently. And in the summertime, that's the thing. In the summertime, it might work differently too. While it's more humid and hot and that sort of thing. So I don't know. We're going to try. I have so much to do in post. I have to get my April project pan together. I am doing the eyeshadow tag video as well. Need to get my giveaway together. Oh man, giveaways. I am almost hitting the next 1,000 on IG. What's it? 7,000 on IG. So I was thinking of maybe doing my giveaway for that. I'm so far behind. I was going to do like 5 giveaways and I just couldn't because of, things happening with life. So, but whatever. Loving the eye looks. Absolutely adore the eye looks. Not tooting my own horn, tooting their horn, because this is a fantastic palette. Let me do a really quick. We'll do it this way. So yeah, I think it's very well represented in the palette. I think what you see is what you get. The mattes, even the lighter ones, they do build up and they do give you true color. I mean, that green. And it is going to depend on your skin tone too, but if you are a darker skin tone, you can use those like over a lighter base. You know this. And, you know, that should give you pretty decent payoff. Because, you know, there's some that just dust away. What were the ones that I have that just dusted away? There's some that I have. I think I got rid of them. But yeah, these ones don't. They pretty much stay put and they blend nicely. You got the yellow here and the green here. And yeah, I am a huge fan of that palette. I think that palette is phenomenal. And I love Sugar Drizzle. If I was ever going to get big and collab with anybody, this is probably the company I would want to collab with because I just love what they do. I love their aesthetic. I love the critters. I love all of that stuff. I think it's so much fun. I'm going to try to do this without knocking anything off now. Put these back up here. And then the brushes. So let's quickly talk about these. So these brushes that I used, they're good. They're really good. They're nice and fluffy. They have a really good range. I do love the fact that I now have this like metal comb for my lashes. The one I had before was this one. And of course, these are just kind of garbage because they get clumpy in the middle and you can't do anything. They're just too thick. I do like this. This is what I call my face broom because if I get anything on my face, I just flick it off. But this is much better, in my opinion, for my needs for my lashes. These are the ones I did not use tonight. These are the ones that I used tonight. Success. Miss Charlie, I'm excited to see what you have presented. Hopefully they'll unfreeze me so I can actually interact again with people. And when did I put these all together? Now I gotta clean out these brushes and I don't know which ones I used. Priscilla, I'll just clean them all off. I don't think those ones are used. Anyway, so yeah, I want to see what you're putting together. Hopefully they'll let me start interacting like a normal human being with everybody. We'll see. I think these ones are all dirty. There might be one of these that wasn't, but that's okay. I'll just clean them all off. We're good to go. So that's it. That was fun. I love the looks. I'll take pictures and post them, and I will see you guys on Sunday. I have a couple of things on order, but I'm not sure they'll come on Sunday because the Lethal one is, some of these are like waitlisted. Lethal and Beauty Bay. Why is Beauty Bay taking so long? I don't know. Probably they had a whole bunch of orders, is my guess. And then Lethal, Beauty Bay, Lois Cosmetics. She is definitely on waitlist. So I will be looking forward to getting all of those. And yeah, I'll DM you. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at DMing, and I'm bad because I'm bad at checking my DMs. So I'm like, I don't want to send a message because then I'll never it'll be like a month later and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. It happens to me all the time. So, cool, but I will DM you. All right, so that's it. Have a good night. Was so glad hanging out with you guys. Sunday we'll talk about stuff because that's what we do, is we talk about stuff because my name is Priscilla and I like to talk about stuff. All right, see you then and have a good night and happy making up. Bye.